Hello FIGGIE collectors, this is me, Daniel East 1000, back again with another Star Wars The Black Series figure review, and once again, as no surprise, it's a hotly anticipated one. Really, I think this one should have been done a hell of a lot sooner. Definitely should have been included in that 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm celebratory figures, particularly in those Clone Wars 2008 animated style packaging. Really disappointed that they didn't do this particular figure in that, because really, in my mind, when I think of that packaging, I think of this character in this particular look especially. Oh yeah, and just a side note, if you can hear any additional sounds, it's because I've got my new fan on. Oh, some would say it's my only fan, because it's hotter than Mustafar out there, and it's even probably hotter in here because I'm on the top floor and heat rises. So without further ado, today we're going to be taking a look at Star Wars The Black Series Captain Rex Phase 1. As per usual, we're going to take a look at the packaging, then the figure itself. As always, you've got Star Wars The Black Series at the top there, window packaging so you can see the figure itself, all the accessories, name of the character as well on the side, and the number, media that it appears in. This is of course depicting him from Star Wars Ahsoka, the TV series. Just looking in the back there of the packaging, you can see the blue colour scheme, as well as, you can't really see it here, but there is a backdrop, a nice bit of imagery, just to really set that figure off in packaging. Of course, at the bottom there you've got the typical legalese, nothing really much going on the side there than Star Wars The Black Series and that blue colour banding going all the way around. On the other side, you've got a lovely picture of Captain Rex there in his Phase 1 gear, and the name of the character. On the back, you've got Star Wars The Black Series, lovely image again, name of the character, a bit of a bio which I will include in the description down below, in various different languages as well, number of the character, as well as the name of the media that it appears in. There's always a ton of legal garb at the bottom there, and at the bottom there as well, nothing much really going on at the top. So that is the packaging out the way and done with. So now let's take a look at the figure itself.
Have you thought about moving that line back, Captain? They'd have better cover that way.
Thanks for the suggestion, but General Skywalker thinks they're fine where they are.
So, if you're a captain and I'm a Jedi, then technically I outrank you, right?
In my book, experience outranks everything.
Well, if experience outranks everything, I guess I better start getting some.
So here we have Phase 1 Captain Rex. Is he all he's cracked up to be? Let's find out. So this is pretty much from what the packaging stipulates, his appearance from Ahsoka, namely the flashback sequences. I mean, Phase 1 Rex was very much in the background, would have maybe made more sense for Hasbro to have done the Phase 2 Captain Rex, and really triggering Star Wars fans with the elbow pads the wrong way. In packaging, of course, you know, allow us to readjust it when we have the figure in hand, but I digress. So you can pretty much say that this is a Clone Wars Captain Rex. And to be honest, Phase 1 Captain Rex is the most, for me, my mileage, the most iconic look. I know a lot of people have an affinity with the Phase 2 Rex look, completely dig it, don't get me wrong, but this look of him just sends me back to that time in 2008 when we had new Star Wars media, and to go along with it, new Star Wars figures. Seeing this guy and loads of other Clone Wars characters in that iconic clone packaging, that amazing shaped bubble in the style of a clone helmet, was just awesome. And once again, real missed opportunity, and especially would have been nice as a celebration, just as a one-off thing, to 20 years of the Clone Wars and Lucasfilm animation. That's just me though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but that would have been a really nice way to honour that celebration for this year. But instead, we got him in bog standard box. Now I know a lot of you out there probably don't really care about the box that it comes in, you're more bothered about the figure itself. Let's first and foremost take a look at that lovely helmet and indeed head sculpt as well, because they have nicely enough included a... Sorry, that's really annoying me, his shoulder pad was out of place. Let's take a look at that fantastic head sculpt. Really iconic of Captain Rex with that yellow hair, And of course the Temuera Morrison look.
You know, when we're signing autographs, most people here only have the one character to sign for. Right. But I've got about a dozen clones to sign for. I'm Boba Fett, I'm Jango Fett, I'm Commander Cody, I'm clone this, clone that, green clone, red clone, yellow clone. So I'm doing pretty good.
Of course, we didn't see Captain Rex with his helmet off in Ahsoka. Would have been very cool if we did. Would have had a nice opportunity to see Tem as Captain Rex, but alas, this is, I'm guessing, Hasbro's bit of creative license there to input on the figure. Who knows, maybe we'll see this in Ahsoka Season 2. That'll be very cool. Pretty good likeness to Tem, and a nice interpretation of what he may look like under that bucket. So if we just slap the helmet back on, of course you've got the Phase 1 helmet there. The Jag eyes are painted on rather nicely. You've got the antenna, which does move down, a little rangefinder. And then the blue is just really, really nice. I think they've done a cracking job with this guy. Now, just coming down a little bit more, the pauldron is one of the biggest complaints I've heard about, and I can definitely affirm that with this figure. When I got it out, the pauldron is very loose, at least when you don't have the bucket on. Very, very loose. I can imagine a lot of people maybe wanting to glue that down. It sits quite nicely when you do get the helmet on. It's still a little bit loose, but again, you can easily glue it down. Then of course you've got his shoulder pads and the armour. This really does lend itself very nicely to that new clone body, and it would be very nice to see that Phase 2 Captain Rex get a complete redo using this as well. Obviously with some new retooling and whatnot. Of course you've got the lovely blue markings going down the arms. Not really much going on, it's typical clone body stuff. But then we've got, quite interestingly enough, they have given his belt a sculpted Karma. So it's soft plastic with the holsters. Kind of interesting that, because for the most part we've seen other clones utilise soft goods. Kind of get conflicted with that, because come on Hasbro, let's just have a little bit of consistency here. Either you're going to give all your clones soft good Karmas, or you're not. Just pick one or the other. So it's easy, it's very easy to do, but instead they've just, no. They've gone for this plastic Karma, of which does slightly hinder articulation, but not too bad in all fairness. Again, it is giving Clone Wars 2008 vibes, which I'm perfectly cool with, but just in terms of people who've been picking up clones for a long time, again, such as myself, because I have been, it's just the consistency on shelf of having soft goods and then all of a sudden a couple with this plastic Karma. It's a little bit conflicting, and I'm completely with those on that. For me, I can pretty much turn that part of my brain off with it, but it's something that just might irritate you, and completely respect that, completely with you on that as well, in all fairness. But then moving down, of course you've got the legs, you've got the knee pads there with the blue painted on, and then the boots. Nothing really too much going on there. You know, overall great figure, just a couple of things that might irritate some of you out there. For me, this just looks like an upscaled 2008, highly rendered as well, Captain Rex figure, and that's what I'd really want. You know, it's factory fresh, he's looking very, very sharp. I've seen a big complaint with some people, and again, it depends on your mileage, such as myself. Weathering. It would always be nice to see a bit of touch of weathering on some of these figures. For me, I can take it or leave it, and particularly with a guy like this, again, how he looks here is how he's giving that 2008 Clone Wars 3 3/4 inch figgy vibes, and I'm here for it. Would have been even more here for it if they slapped it in a different type of packaging, but maybe that's just me who needs to touch grass. Also, if we just go into the accessories as well, of course he does come with the removable helmet and the 2 blaster pistols, of which a pretty standard issue, nothing too special about them. They do slot in to his holsters, just on the side there. They're very, very nicely fitting as well, I do have to say. So just slide them in. I can't really think of what else he could have come with. It's always nice when they do include some additional blaster rifles. Just would have filled out the packaging a little bit more. He comes with everything at least he needs to. That's the main thing really. So anyways, if we move on into the articulation, excuse me, if we move on into the articulation department, you got the rangefinder, which moves up and down. You can even go further back, but why would you do that? You've got a ball joint in the head, there's a ball joint in the neck as well, You've got butterfly joints in the shoulders, which is absolutely lovely. Ball jointed shoulders as well. Swivels at the tops of the biceps. Ball jointed elbows. Ball jointed wrists. Ball jointed torso. Ball jointed hips. Thigh swivel just there. Ball jointed knees. And ball jointed ankles with the rocker joints. So that's all the articulation. He does do a movement, and you can get him all the poses that you could possibly want. Overall, I am a little bit rose-tinted glasses with nostalgia for this one. Yes, there's definitely some annoyances for some of those of you out there who are very, very particular when it comes to consistency with your clones. For me, though, I absolutely love this figure. I haven't been able to put it down. It's taken me right back to my younger years collecting the 2008 Clone Wars line and obtaining a Phase 1 Rex. It just looks absolutely super smashing. As always, would have loved to see a few more accessories, but that's just me. Yeah, some people might complain about the cleanliness of the armour as well. A lot of people do like to see the weathering. I don't mind a factory fresh look, but at the same time, it would have been cool to see some little chipping on blue armour striping, just for a slightly more worn and rugged look. Again, packaging could have been a lot more creative, at least with this one, and a more celebratory release. But it is what it is. It's nice to finally have a Phase 1 Captain Rex in the collection. Finally, after all these years. Regardless of the little flaws, this for me, in my book, is a must-have for any Clone Wars and clone fanatic. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think of this guy? Are you going to pick him up? Have you already picked him up? Sound off, and well, this is me, Daniel East 1000, signing out. Thank you very much for watching.